I'd like to now invite the Honourable Daryl Vaz, Minister in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and MP for West Portland, where the operations of Kronic Relief will be based. Please welcome Minister Vaz.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I think just explain to people that I'm sorry for the change, that we're having some changes because we had
members
to
of Parliament,
facilitate Minister.
Former Commission,
He was the last one, remember?
the principals of Chronic Relief Jamaica, and host site Dr. Henry Lowe. First of all, I wish to thank Chronic Relief Jamaica for inviting me to address this launch and for widening the scope of dialogue as well as the offerings in the billion-dollar medicinal and therapeutic cannabis industry. The research into medicinal benefits of marijuana or cannabis are well known. Pioneering work into the benefits of the plant have been carried out by our own Dr. Henry Lowe, who continues to be a leader in the field and whose cannabis-based drug used to treat myeloid leukemia was granted orphan drug approval by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Times are changing, and 9 American states, as well as the District of Columbia, now allow for recreational marijuana use and 30 allow for medical use, with even more states joining to legalize cannabis. There is no doubt that cannabis is a big business. The industry took in nearly $9 billion in sales in 2017, and that was before California opened up its market in January. It is estimated that the addition of California will see sales rise to $11 billion in 2018 and $21 billion by 2021. According to an article in the Forbes magazine, over the next 10 years, the legal cannabis industry will see much progress around the globe. Spending on legal cannabis worldwide is expected to hit $57 billion by 2027. As a result, the industry has also been creating jobs and opportunities. According to Ed Keating, Chief Data Officer for Cannabis Media, which tracks marijuana licenses, there are 9,397 active licenses for marijuana businesses in the U.S., including cultivators, manufacturers, retailers, dispensaries, distributors, deliverers, and test labs. BDS Analytics note that the industry employed 121,000 people in 2017. If marijuana continues on its growth trajectory, the number of workers in that field could reach 292,000 by 2021. There is therefore excellent potential for our own medical marijuana industry here in Jamaica. The government has been accused of tardiness in acting to enter the growing industry and capitalizing on the economic benefits to be derived from it. However, there are a number of considerations to be taken into account, including the need to enact best practices to ensure the benefits do not accrue only to the big man, but to a small player in the industry. The need to protect the reputation of the country. We need to ensure that the necessary regulations and policies are in place, backed by legislation that will bring legitimacy and transparency to these initiatives. The need to ensure that the usage of marijuana does not itself create a health problem, rather than a health cure because of the abusive use, hence the granting of a permit for persons to have a limited amount for personal use. There is ongoing research taking place both locally and overseas to identify the best ways and means to use a product, backed by appropriate scientific studies rather than anecdotal conclusions. I'm happy that Jamaicans are not being left behind in the scientific research into this commodity. I earlier mentioned the significant research conducted by Dr. Henry Lowe into the use of cannabis for medicinal purposes. I also want to mention the work of the late Dr. Manley West, who was instrumental in the development of Cannabis for the treatment of glaucoma. Regarding the business aspects of the industry, licenses were recently granted. cultivate the herb and also to process the raw material supplied by Epicon into oil. The tripartite agreement was recently signed by the two companies as well as the Cannabis Licensing Authority, which will take control of the ganja after it is harvested. We are making slow but steady progress in positioning the country to benefit from this potentially huge industry, and we want to keep the momentum going. Kronic Relief Jamaica will bring their own expertise to the mix, including the construction of a 250,000 square foot facility in Portland. In my dual capacity as Minister and Member of Parliament for West Portland, obviously I'm particularly pleased about the job creation benefits of this initiative for the parish. But let me stop and say that as a good MP, I do my research, and I am quite sure that Portland was not picked out of a hat. It is because of the great quality of land and water specifically in that area. So I know that Kronic Relief has done their research and their homework, because I can say categorically, based on the water that is bottled, that it is one of the finest quality waters in the world, right there up at Crystal Springs in Skibo, Spring Gardens, Portland. It will also lend to its expertise to a safe source on a variety of cannabis products and provide Jamaicans with sustainable employment through retail outlets, agriculture, research and development opportunities. The group has also promised to donate a percentage of its profits to help Jamaican youth gain access to higher education through paid tuition and grants, and we commend them and thank them for this. So to Stephen and the team, we welcome you and look forward to working with you in your efforts to gain a piece of the lucrative medical marijuana pie for Jamaica. And let me just say that we all know that the biggest restriction to the expansion of this industry is banking facilities. And therefore, many companies who have gotten licenses have gone ahead to build out large farms with high technology and security and all that goes with it. But we, as a government, realize that to get to the true potential of this industry, which is a gigantic industry, the whole issue of banking arrangements, formal banking arrangements, have to be addressed. And I just want to say that up to yesterday, just on the job, less than a week, Minister Shaw, who now has the direct responsibility for the CLA and the industry, myself and himself met with the chairman and the CEO of CLA. We had conference calls with the governor of the Bank of Jamaica. We had calls with several overseas heads of banks and local, because we realize that in the short term there has to be a solution. So I just want to say that we are aware of that as a government. The cabinet has mandated the governor of the Bank of Jamaica to pursue relentlessly a solution. We know what the restrictions are, some of which we have no control over, but one thing is for sure, we have this industry as a serious growth industry, growth for jobs, growth for GDP, growth for everything. And we are going to be on it, and I can assure you that we will work assiduously to get a solution in the shortest possible time. So for the investors such as Kronic here, we want to let you know that we are aware of it, and of course we have a responsibility to try and find a resolution as it relates to that matter. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Minister.